Good day everyone, my name is Coolpilot and welcome back to another episode of Civ 5 Civilization Challenge. This time, playing as Alexander the Great of Greece. Now we've already gone over the special Civ power and the unique units already in the setup video, so we are just going to jump right into the actual game. Now let's see where we've spawned. Looks like we spawned on top of a grassland, flat grassland. We've got looks like a variety of grassland and plains around it. It's kind of a bit of a mixture, and a mountain nearby, and some whales and coast tiles. Before we settle, of course, we always want to explore. Now, which direction do we want to explore first? Thinking about, places to settle, we don't immediately see any rivers nearby or any lakes. This is coast, so this is ocean. So that means that we won't, at least initially, it looks like we won't have any freshwater sources. So because of that, we're generally going to want to try and keep as much grassland open as possible. But to get a coastal tile, it looks like we, at least from what we see, we may have to settle grassland. Now, hills provide better defense for our city, but since we don't have fresh water nearby, particularly since we don't have a river nearby, we can't get the water wheel. So we're definitely going to want to be able to get a windmill, and you can only get windmill on flat land. You cannot get it on a hill. So we're probably going to want to settle on flat land and coastal. So that would be, from what we can see, one of these two grassland tiles. Now we do have a mountain nearby within a couple tiles. There are some things that require a mountain nearby, but I forget if it's always next to a mountain. Yeah, you can't get water built because they have to be next to a river. But I forget, some of them just have to be near a mountain or literally right next to it. I know Observatory, I'm pretty damn sure, is right next to it. Yep, the city must be built next to the mountain, and the mountain is inland. And we're going to want to get coastal for trade, most likely, because we're going to need gold for city-states. Not diplomacy, back to tech. I do want to check up on some of those other things, though. The other, whatchamacallits, other buildings and wonders. Must have mountain. Must be within 2 tiles of a mountain. So 1, 2. So this would be within range for, what was that, Machu Picchu? Yeah. 25 gold for city connections, plus 2 faith, plus 5 gold, merchant point. It's a pretty good render. Not super important, but yeah, pretty good. Of course, we don't know what we'll be going for yet on the tech angle, because I haven't really looked at that. Guild's probably not the highest priority, however. With access to fresh water, those are going to help us, really. Civil service is really not going to be helpful, assuming there aren't any rivers just out of range. Must be built next to a river or a lake. We're not going to be able to get a garden, which is unfortunate, because it requires fresh water. The other ones that require mountains, I know, God, how do you even pronounce it? It's down here. Neuschwanstein, yeah. I always forget it. Neuschwanstein is an amazing wonder. Must be built within 2 tiles of a mountain that's inside of your territory. 2 happiness, 4 culture, 6 gold. Amazing. And then plus 3 gold, plus 2 culture, plus 1 happiness from every castle. That would be really nice to get all the way down to modern era. So where we are would be nice for those mountain wonders, but it's not critical. We do want to scout first. So, within 2 tiles, the only good spots would be here or here that we know for sure is next to the water. Now we can see right here, because we can see this tile, we can see the beach goes around here, so we know there's a coast tile here at least. And there is probably one here. So, thinking about which way we want to scout. Looks like this forest here, so it's more inland land. Some forest here, but I'm kind of, we're not going to be able to see much going this way, and I want as much early vision as possible to decide our spot. So it would be either go up on top of this hill or go kind of around here. I'm thinking go here. Okay, so we can see another whale and a bison. Of course, we have, Wheatons that's here as well, inland. We cannot reach either the whale or the bison from where we currently are. We could reach it from here. If we settled here, we could reach it. If we settled here, we could reach them and this one and the incense down here. Let's move this way. There's another whale here. It looks like the water goes around here, so we're going to want to take a peek up here as well and see what's around. But I'm thinking either settle here or settle here. Either one works. Now, this will take 2 turns, and that will take 2 turns. And it could, but we kind of have to decide because they're both 2 turns, and they're both able to be founded on that second turn. But to found them on the second turn, for this one, we have to go here. To found on the second turn here, basically found the city on the next turn, I should say. We would have to go here to settle there. We'd have to go here to settle there. We can't see what's around here. So we don't know if there's anything good over here or not. If we go up on this hill, we might be able to get some more vision here. If we settle here, not really much different than settling over here. I'm going to go up on the hill and see about potentially going here. Either one would work. Doesn't really matter too much. And we don't get any more vision. Alright. Waiting for everyone else. Alright, warrior, go up on the hill. There are a hell of a lot of whales around here. If we go here, this fish, though, would be out of range. So, yeah, I'm definitely thinking settling here. We'd have 4 whales in range, a fish, a bison, a wheat, and an incense. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good spot. Make that 5. Okay. Where are we? Japan? Pacific Northwest? Well, Pacific Northwest would make a little bit more sense with bison here, even though we don't have any bison around here, but it's at least the right continent. Okay. That's a lot of sea resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get a pantheon, if we get a pantheon, we are getting +1 production from sea resources. So that would be 6 hammers in the capital. Good God. Yeah, let's found Athens right frickin' here. This is amazing. Citizen management, yeah, you work those whales. And in terms of research, we're going to go straight up to writing, most likely, to get our library. And of course, the shrine. Shrine's super important, especially if we do want to get that, as I said, get that religion, the pantheon. I'm gonna go scout first, and then go next turn. This is the opportunity to be a ridiculously good city. Okay, warrior. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so that fish is out of range. So if we got over here, we would have had this fish in range. But we would have had both this fish and this extra whale out of range. But so, God, this is ridiculous. Look at all these sea resources. Good God. Probably going to be getting early fishing boats. So early sailing, probably right after writing, I'd say. That's going to be really important for us here. Warrior, you go here. More. Just more. Jeez. don't see this many sea resources this often. Some sheep over here. I was almost expecting to see more fish or whales over here. And your animals. Next turn. Let's keep along the coast. There's an atoll out here. Kind of an interesting tile. I've never really seen enough of them or had them in cities enough to really know how useful atolls are, but they're kind of an interesting tile. They look nice, at the very least. Found a ruin, and some sheep, and some salt. Ooh, salt is good. About to get our scout. Let's grab this ruin. Barbarian encampments, and there's one over there and one down there. We're gonna send this guy over this way. Choose production. You are 3 turns away from pottery. Get to started on the monument, but you're not gonna finish it. So we're gonna want to get the shrine up right away. Granary will actually be a little bit useful for us. It will give us 3 food once we get the wheat in. Athens has grown. You lock down on those wheels there. Let's see what's out this way. Lots of forest. There's a river over here. And some jungle with bananas. There's a decent amount of jungle out here. Pop up on this hill. There's the barbarians. And some... Had we already seen that one? I think we already seen that one. Or did we not? Is that a new one that we just found? Is that the 6th? I thought we already saw 6. But still, 6 whales. Good God. We're gonna have a monopoly on the whale industry. Pottery. Alright. Show queue. Add to queue. Shrine. Back. Move to top. Return. Some sheep up here in the desert for some reason. Not sure how they're surviving. Copper and stone. Copper is a resource I really don't get very often. I don't end up with. Oh, there's a city-state up here. Keep going this way, I suppose. More fish. Oasis up there as well. Oh, there's a city-state right here. Interesting. Florence, first empire they have met, so they give us 30 gold. They are cultured, which is good, and they have pearls, apparently. The city-state up here, we're going to want to see exactly where they are. And this guy's going to want to start heading home, too. Scout, you keep on going, though. It's starting to hit tundra, it looks like. So we'll start turning east and then back south, try to come around the bottom of where we can see. Skirting along the forest, and there's a civ here. Not sure who that is. It doesn't quite look like Brazilian colors. Alert for the moment. Tell me to move out of your way. Yep. Barbarian's desperately trying to get to Florence, but he can't. It's water. And you go here. Mecca. Harun al-Rashid. I'm assuming. And Lord. I'm trying to remember what lord means. Those different titles basically signalize what social policies they have. Oh, tradition. So they went into tradition. Like they already have one in tradition, which means they already have either oligarchy or aristocracy already. Oh, I suppose if they built their, if they popped a goody head, or if they built their monument, that would make some sense. Alright, next turn. And keeps counting around. You start heading back. Next turn. No thank you. One of the things about embassies that I have learned in more recent times. Coast over here. And some gems down here. Is that apparently the civs, now I do not remember if they never declare war on you or they're just very unlikely to declare war on you, but they at the very least aren't likely to declare war on you if they don't know where your capital is. So generally early game you don't want to give away where your capital is unless, and take an embassy, unless they already know where you are. Ooh, goody hut. 20 culture. And let's go ahead and probably adopt tradition. On the outset, I'm not seeing any spectacular other city locations. I mean, this is okay with the sheep and the salt. It's not anything amazing. Nothing flies off the page other than this right here flies off the page as being amazing. So yeah, probably go to tradition, and tradition is just plain good. So we are definitely going to want it. Probably don't want to at least try to get a religion though. So piety would have been okay, but tradition is just so much more helpful. Through culture, you get more policies more quickly. This halves the time to build shrines and temples. You really don't get much until you get organized religion. Religious tolerance is kind of an interesting one. But yeah, there isn't much here that's all that helpful to us early game. Not unless we're playing like super heavy religious game, which we're not, so. Try to scout as much as you can while dodging the barbs. Oh, where to go with you? I suppose across the river. Some bison, some wheat, stone. Here. River. Not a lot though. Next turn. Oh, I should probably move one of the guys off of... Yeah, I should have done this a while ago. Moved him off of the whales and put him onto the wheat. Didn't even notice that. Oh, an archer. Well, we are running away from that. And we find another ruin. And another civ. Orange. Polynesia? Or Assyria, maybe? I can't quite remember. It might be Polynesia. Yeah, it is. Polynesia. I guessed correctly. Well, he got marble, but not the best type of map for him to spawn on. Pangea. He's much better on an archipelago type map. Like what we had last game. Some bananas and citrus. And a later on map. It's discovered not the goody hut though, so I suppose there's that. Although it's right next to the barbs. I suppose it gives us more scouting info, which basically shows us that we are completely surrounded by forest and jungle. This is a ridiculous amount of jungle. If we were Brazil on this map, we would just go crazy with this spot right here. Well, even this spot, look at all this jungle, 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 jungle. I might have already counted those two. And then over here you got jungle, 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 jungle. And there's no, it's just forest. But then there's jungle, 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 jungle. And these two are Polynesia's jungles, basically, but still. Jungle. So much freaking jungle. A lot of forest, too. In terms of resources, though, there's not much. You got a couple of bananas and a citrus here. And you got a bison here, which isn't that good. And you can see one gem so far. You can't see this spot, but there's one gem there. This spot is, there's a lot of growth potential. Of course, the jungle's good with universities. There's also a pantheon that gives extra culture for jungle, so if you took that, that would actually be, could be a lot of culture if you worked a lot of, just playing jungle tiles. Similarly with what we did with, I think it was Rabat, was what our second city was, the last game. On the little islands filled with jungle. We used that as, we kept most of the jungle there because it had a good amount of food. We had a lot of sea resources, so we had plenty of food and used the jungle for the science. You can always use it with culture if you take that pantheon. So that makes jungles really useful. And if you got Brazil, good God, you'd just be swimming in the culture. But we're definitely going to probably want to get the sea resource pantheon, though. Because that amount of hammers, too much to ignore. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hammers. Yeah, we really must have discovered that, because I remember saying 6 hammers earlier. So that was an extra rail that we discovered when we went over here. Yeah, 7 hammers in the capital. Too much to ignore. We have to get that pantheon. Or at least try to get that pantheon. That's why we went for the the shrine first, even over the monument. Even though I generally like to get the monument early for the culture game. So yeah, although the the jungle pantheon would be really nice if we actually settled it down here. Don't know if we will yet or not. Well, I guess it would partially depend on what other resources we end up spawning down here. For now, next turn. Let's scout this guy out a little more. Is this city on an island or something? Or, well, actually, no, maybe it's right here. It's probably right here. That's a piece of land right there. Scout, you keep on scouting. Suppose you make a beeline for that goody hut. See if we can't get it. Pantheon founded. Stone circle. +2 faith from quarries.
A good book kills reason itself.
A lot of those early game quotes, early game tech quotes I really love. Ooh, we're gonna want to try and skirt around it. Grand Mesa! Increased happiness in the Empire by discovering it, which is nice. 2 hammers, 3 gold, if worked. Not that great. But hey, happiness. Got some happiness out of it. Culture for cultural policy, definitely go oligarchy, because we want to go towards landed elite. So even though oligarchy is kind of useless right now, it gets us towards what is actually useful. Here's Honolulu. Yes, stone and marble. Oh, there's a barb there. Didn't see him. See if we get attacked. No, actually we didn't. Surprising. Goody hut. Try and go this way and try to sneak through and try and get towards that goody hut. Definitely gotta try and get our warrior back towards home though, with the amount of barbs around here. People with the pointiest sticks. Me, absolute lowest. Well, yeah. we are going to go down here and simply, there's another goodie hut, and simply wait to try and get to that guy. I'm thinking crossing the river and forcing them, if they want to attack me, force them to cross the river towards me. And we should then be able to survive. Oh, they just crossed the river to stand next to me instead. Okay. In that case... It's a difficult decision. I think I'm gonna go for this goodie hut first. Free sailing! Sure! It just recently finished a deck, so we just get free sailing automatically. Lighthouse. We only have one fish within our reach, but +1 food just from all of those, and +1 production from video sources. Pretty dang good. It would be nice to reveal horses, because our one good unique unit is horses. It would allow us to establish extra trade up. We haven't even started on the trade routes, so yeah, caravans are included in this. It probably wouldn't be very safe doing caravans with all these barbs around just yet. Cargo ships would be better, which we already have. Archer would be nice to get. In terms of wonders, Hanging Gardens is Tradition Wonder, which is really nice, and will give us a free garden, which is be the only way to get a garden in our capital. Would be to do that. But none of the stuff leading up to it is all that useful other than revealing horses. Only getting archers, I suppose, but the wheel isn't useful to us, really. Optics would be much more useful. As with the Great Lighthouse, potentially. And of course you get embarkation. Not that that's all that important, but still. I have to kind of think on that. In terms of this warrior, though, I think I'm just going to try moving him back across. See what happens then. As for production, a great library, no, that's not going to work. Workboat or worker? Probably would be best to get started on the worker first, and then start pumping out a bunch of workboats. And of course we want to get the library. Library is very useful. We only get 5 science right now, or 6 science. This would give us 6.5, should be. Unless it's really only once for every 2 citizens, you then get 1. In which case we would get, 1 now and 2. Well, it would be 2 by the time this gets done. But I think we need to get a worker out first, and a workboat. Let's start with a worker. That would be stagnation, that would be 22 turns, and we'll only shave 2 turns off, so yeah. Keep working the whales. And next turn. And this will probably be the last turn of this recording. I hadn't really decided on the tech, right? I suppose seeing where the horses are would be good. At least get animal husbandry. Have the option for, well, get the actual trade. Well, we get trade route up here, don't we? Yeah, we do. But it would be nice to see where horses are to make city decision making. And then I actually think optics. Or do you just want to go optics now? And then animal husbandry? I don't know, we might have, with some of the plains around here, we might have a chance. There's already a lot of stuff around here, so maybe not, but there's a chance of having horses around here. Let's see, try going around, see if they come towards Honolulu. I suppose, yeah, get animal husbandry and then go optics. Alright, you need to try and go up here and get that guy. I suppose we'll go one more turn just to see if we can get this goody hut here. And looks like we were able to sneak around. And we get an archer. A scout archer. Unfortunately, we didn't get, I guess, survivalism or anything. That would have been, survivalism would have been nice to get, but hey, we got a quick moving archer. That's really nice. Yeah, one more turn. Gotta keep going. Gotta get to one more turn. Archer near Athens, well, we don't have anything improved yet, so that's not too big of a deal. We are trying to get some of our guys headed back. Another goody hut. How's it Honolulu? Or, not Honolulu, I did, I'm like in Polynesia. There we go. Not find all these goody huts over here. Maybe just because of all the barbs? I suppose we'll go one more just to get the goody hut then. Looks like we'll actually be able to get both. We got a pop. We got another map. Just give us some sight on some things. A lot of desert down here. Some floodplains, marble. Got some mountains, it looks like. Some fish down here and some ocean. So interesting. Can fire on these archer guys. And start bringing our guys back. At the very least, the warrior probably want to bring the archer, though, to maybe take out this camp over here. I'll see. And I'll say that, you know, this spot wouldn't be too bad for a city. It's a bit too close to Polynesia, though. But it wouldn't be bad. Get some jungles and hills, a lot of rivers around here, so you get, you know, lots of food. Near a mountain, you can even go right here to be right next to the mountain, although that is way too close to Polynesia. 2 gems, bananas. All the bananas, again, in range of Polynesia, so yeah. Just a bit too close, I would think. We'll go one more. These turns are going pretty quick early game, so. The bananas up there. I could even like go in here and be next to the lake. Would be good. And this guy, I think I'm just going to keep scouting for a little bit. And then gotta make my way up. Probably just start taking some pot shots on this barbarian camp. Oh, and look at our management here. 12 turns until a new citizen. Alright, keep going.
Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn.
Horses. Where are the horses? 4 horses down here. No horses up here. There are 4 horses over here. So it makes this spot a little bit better. Potentially. Like, you know, right here. Get the bananas, if you could get it before Samoa does. The horses, the salt, the 2 sheep. Potentially, there's at least, you know, a little bit there. Not a huge amount. Salt's the only happiness resource. And then there's that one, those 2 stack in Samoa, and then I'm not seeing anymore. Oh, there's some over here, 4 over here. Way off over there. Not too much. And yeah, we're definitely gonna have to keep bringing our guys back, because these barbarians are gonna be a problem here. We want to get our worker out working once the guy spawns. So start getting this guy head back. How long is it going to take him? Shortest amount of time, like 5 or 6 turns. And the worker comes out in 8, so that should be good. But I think I really do have to actually put a cut in it here now. Was able to take a few extra turns, but it's going to be a little long now. I still gotta figure out who this city-state is, though. And so far, I don't think anyone has actually found my capital. I haven't seen any other scouts or anything come near my capital yet. So I'm pretty sure I am unscouted. Probably partially because of this wall of forest and jungle that's filled with barbarians. Probably has helped us stay unnoticed so far. I've only found 2 other civs near us so far, which is good, and they're a little distance away, so we have room to potentially put a few cities in here, or even down here. But that will be it for this episode, and I will see you guys next time.